Hi everybody, Adam Steele here, and today I am checking out several choice pieces from the new Eventide Anthology XII bundle. That thing is absolutely huge and it's got pretty much everything that Eventide make, including the incredible split EQ, which you've seen on this channel before, the H910 and H949, which we've also covered before, but also now the H3000, which is one of my favourite units that rack processing units ever made. They've got the H3000 Factory, as well as Quadravox and Tricera Chorus, which we're going to check out right now. I must mention at this point that Eventide are doing a giveaway in collaboration with my friends at Produce Like a Pro. The giveaway link is in the description down below, so click that now, check that out, and you could be in a chance of winning the Anthology 12 bundle, all of it just for you. On we go. So this is the funky track that I was messing around with on stream recently with the GGD dry and funky drums, and we ended up making a very funky track. And this I ended up playing around with off stream, and I have a ton of Eventide plugins on here. So I'm going to go through what I did and what we've got, because it sounds pretty bonkers now. So you can probably hear it sounds huge. There's like extra octaves, weird wideness stuff going on. It sounds particularly kind of processed, and that's all done on the fly by the H3000 stuff. So let's look at the drums first, because this is a very clever trick that there's a preset called snares, and what this is doing is it's not a sampler, but it's a processor on the unit where it would listen to a drum, usually a snare drum, and can produce the sound of snare wires on command. So if you were recording and either the snare drum was really dull sounding, or for some reason there was no undersnare mic or something, you can recreate it using this. So if you can hear, even on the kicks, that's what gives it away. There's a kind of paff, 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 paff. I'll turn it off. And on. I really like that, but you can also change the H3000 Factory to have something more to do with kick drums instead. There is a set called Barry's Kick Drum Helper, which does a very similar thing with a kick drum. It gives you a low woomph. So if you're a mix engineer and you've been sent a drum kit and it's kind of light on the low end, there's no amount of EQ's going to bring that back if it's just not there. But what you can do is you can use something like this, which will give a boom underneath. And that's, again, not a sample. That's something that's been done entirely using synthesis. Very clever. So on the bass, what do we have? So there's a preset I'm using called Mean Octaves, and this thing is, you can see it's crazy here with all the patching. This is giving me different octaves on the left and the right, and it's a terrifying looking plugin to use, but it's not so bad. That on the front of the actual unit, you just get this little rectangle up here, so you'll get 4 soft keys, a knob, program expert and function, and then the numbers, so you can, depending on how it's been programmed, you can use the numbers for all sorts of things, but quite often they can be used to dial in parts of a preset. And so, yeah, you've got global number systems where that's loading up different presets, or you've got the current, which will customize based on what you're doing. This is all stuff that is from the original H3000, but it wasn't using actual patch cables. It was a far more arcane, terrifying looking setup, and this makes it much, much easier to do. So that's something you can do. Without, the bass sounds kind of solid. Because, of course, the H3000 was known for its really incredible pitch shifting, including diatonic pitch shifting, which diatonic, of course, means that if you're playing in a particular key, you can tell it what key you're in, and it will actually change, say you're using a third, whether it's a major or minor third, based on what notes it hears, so that it's not just fixed notes, it could actually actively change things. That's something that Eventide have always been known for. So there's a bass solo, and on here, there's the Tricera Chorus, which is a huge sounding chorus. I'm just going to close all these windows down. There's the Tricera Chorus, but there's also the Quadravox, which is a more modern implementation that isn't from the H3000. This is a more modern thing. And without both, this is a single line. And that's already got an octave going on in amplitude, if I remember, that's very rough around the edges. But we kept it because it was purposefully weird, unlike the Eventide stuff, which is much more focused. So if we turn on Quadravox, so there you go. That's giving me a third on the left and a fifth on the right. And I've told it that we're in F sharp natural minor. And from there, it's working out diatonically, note to note, what those notes should be. And so it sounds like it's in key. And then the Tricera Chorus is just huge. And then we've got the guitars, which have a filter on them, which gives them an extra weirdness. That's been blended in using the mix control in Reaper to be less than 40%, because 100% wet, it would be too much. But if we blend that in, it's just a really cool little feature. And of course the Rhodes as well has this gritty fuzz that again has been blended in using Reaper's own mix control. I'm sure there's a mix control somewhere in the H3000, but I'm using Reaper's one because I know where it is. So that sounds really fuzzy, and before it was very clean. So here's the mix without any of the production stuff from the Eventide Anthology bundle. And it does change the level balance a little. That's something that I would have to work with in a mix. But what's happening here is that it's giving me some very cool production options that can change something from being kind of, you know, pedestrian and normal to something far more interesting. And that's something I've always thought that Eventide were really good at. Like the H3000 unit was so powerful when it came out that Steve Vai, one of my favourite guitarists, actually credited the H3000 on at least a couple of pieces as being integral to the performance. That's game-changing gear when you're actually, you know, world-famous musicians are saying, this unit helped me create this song. That's big stuff. And so, yeah, I can't recommend this stuff enough. It's on sale right now on the Eventide website. That link is down in the description. And if you want to try and get a copy of this for free, check out the Produce Like a Pro giveaway right now. Link is in the description below. So check that out. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.